Somebody's got a death grip on that thing, that's probably not going to work. So forward pressure. Then the disarm. Number one disarm, we're going to go from this position. And notice I'm on the outside. It's pointing here. I'm on the outside. Is you take and you rotate it directly down the line of the forearm. And here are jiu-jitsu principles coming in where we understand it better because of jiu-jitsu principles. The idea is, see, as I rotate this, if I do a rotational disarm, the shoulder joint, elbow joint, wrist are all mobile, and I can't get to a place where I take the slack out. There's too much movement in there. Okay? Just like when you do an arm bar, if you're just kind of lazy with it, the person can hitchhike her out. Right? You want to extend it, you want to keep the thumb up, and you want to keep it over toward your hip so that it's very difficult for them to hitchhike her out. So same thing here. When we're doing the disarm, instead of, we're going to try to take the mobility of the joint out. And the easiest way to do that, because you have a lever, which is the pistol, you move here. That's as much movement as that joint has. The hand comes back here and it locks right there. And because the elbow, if the elbow's down like it usually is, everything's pretty much locked. And Israel, even if he's when he's pulling back, if he holds on there, right, it comes out. And I tested this against Egan Inoue, unbelievable athlete, first non-Brazilian to ever win a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Championship. He won the blue belt and purple belt absolute in Brazil, I don't know, 96, 97, I think it was. Unbelievable, incredible athlete. And I tested all these with him and went through a lot of them that didn't work. And finally, one day I go in there and I go, okay, let me try this one, Egan. And he's like, whoa, do that again, right? And I did, and he was all happy because we finally found one that worked. And from Krav Maga, but it was finally one that actually worked under pressure. So, control the line of fire, control the retraction, forward pressure, so you keep that retraction from happening. And as we're going forward, we're rolling it back toward him. Okay, one more time. Go here. That's the idea of push him away, and then you can hit him with it. You can clear it. If you know how to manipulate a firearm, you can do your things there as well. So that's the first one. I want to show you one more. I'm going to go from here so you can see. When I go here, one. Sometimes as you start this first disarm, going directly down, my right hand's is pulling back in, left hand pulling up, goes right down here. Great. But if he happens to raise his elbow up a little bit, now there's slack. You have to take the slack. You're going to just go over, much like the old self-defense arm lock. Very similar here. And now by clipping it with my elbow and dropping my weight on it also, I've taken the mobility out of his arm. So you go here. One comes up, and because of the forward pressure, again, if I go here, and it doesn't go, it's not going to happen. Forward pressure, bam, you're in. Elbow comes up, and you just drop right into this position. Clipping down. So I'm pinching with my elbow, and I'm dropping with my body weight. You might find it interesting. I have a good feel for this technique because Carlson Gracie Sr., who I trained with back in the 90s in LA, he did this technique to me one time, and it was so unbelievably tight, my body will never forget it. Because I'd done this before, right? But when he did it, his whole body was bearing down on the tricep, and he was extending my arm, pulling it away to stop, and his elbow was so tight, there was just no space whatsoever. So we use that same idea right here, clipping this in, dropping, my lat is dropping on it, so it helps take the disarm away. So those are the two basic standing when we're going from the outside. From the outside here, we'll actually have to go from the inside as well.
Here's a great example of controlling the line of fire and using forward pressure in a real pistol defense. Here comes a pistol, pushes out of the way and goes forward, and thankfully a bunch of people come in and help him and mob him. Hopefully he had a hold of the pistol the whole time. So let's run that back and take a quick look again here. So here he comes. He's coming in. There's your pistol. And then he does what a lot of guys will do. He goes and just shoves it right in the guy's face. Okay, the victim's face. Victim Hand comes up, and then bang, pushes in. He's on the hand, but then ends up on the pistol itself. And he gets up because notice again, watch what the assailant does, is he backs off. He naturally backs off because it's grabbed. Well, thankfully, the victim was aggressive enough to run him down and keep that pistol from firing at him. So, good example of real pistol defense.
Standing pistol defense, but inside. So notice when he pointed up here, first one we went outside. Okay, this is a good thing to do. I didn't mention, if he has it in the left hand, right, I should go to the outside again. So instead of going left hand here, I should go right, left, and come in. But actually, there's just a little too much to think about right there. Because when you have to go here under pressure, you go, oh wait, oh gosh, what was it? It was the right hand, right? You're not going to be as good. So actually, I used to do that. One day a student of mine came up to me and says, shouldn't we just do the same one on both sides so we don't have to think about it? Like, you're correct. Yes, you're correct. And what I found out also doing this, if he goes here, because I've done so many with this left hand grabbing, right hand ripping, you get sensitivity to it, you get feeling. You know, Hoyler Gracie years ago told me, I asked him about, do you do like when you're drilling 50 arm bars on the left arm, 50 arm bars on the right, you know, and you go triangle with your right leg behind the neck, triangle with your left leg. He said, no. He does the one, he picks one and he does that the most, right? Because his theory, and it turns out works really well, is say you're going to do 1,000 reps. If you have 500 reps on the right, 500 reps on the left, okay, your skill is at a 500. Because he'd rather have 950 on one side and 50 on the other in case he needs to do it. But just really raising the skill on one side. So the sensitivity that you get if he goes in the right hand, of going left and right and driving in field, when he puts it in the left hand, you just have a much better feel of where to put it. So I suggest you use the exact same thing for right or left hand. Okay. Now, he goes back to the right hand. Problem is sometimes you're going to need to go on the inside. Now, why would that be? Why would I have to go on the inside? If it's here, see if we come back here. Look at this. It's pointing right at me. Why would I need to go on the